friends, my name is Miss Vatangi. Today we are going to start chapter from standard 12 of subject bookkeeping and accountancy, and we have chosen the topic to learn, that is accounts of not for profit concerns. Next. Here today we are going to study that accounts of not for profit concerns. What exactly is the meaning of this topic? That here the word concern is being used, and concern is nothing but, we can say in a general term, a business, a organization, a firm, a industry. It means that in this topic we are going to study the accounts of business. The accounts of business means in this whole chapter we are going to study the exact form of which kinds of books of accounts are being maintained by the business, and on the basis of that maintained books, exactly what is the manner of preparing the final account of the business. It means that accounts of concerns means preparation of final account of the business activity we are going to study it, and specifically by choosing the word or using the word of business, we are going to study about not for profit concerns. So what is not for profit concerns? Means those kind of business or the conducted business activities which are not related with the term of profit. Means those kind of business in the market which are working not for the expectations of profit, not for earning the profit, means no profit is required, means earning of profit is not a main objective of that business, but instead of earning the profit they have some of the another objective, such like we can say they are interested to do the social work for the society, and in this case we can say the business activities which are conducted in form of doing the social work, such kind of business and the preparation of final account of such business we are going to study in this whole chapter. Now firstly, let us have a look that exactly what type of concerns are available in the market. This is the slides which gives the answer of type of concern. Basically there are two type of concerns in the market. One is the trading concern and second is the non-trading concern. Trading concerns are those concerns which have the profit motive. Profit motive means basically in the market there are some kind of the business organization firm we can say, or concerns we can say, they are engaged in doing the activities of business for the objective of earning the profit. But on the other hand, there are non-trading activity concern also, in which case they have the service motto. It means their objective, their primary objective, their basic objective is to render the service, and they do not have any kind of the motto to earn the profit. Trading activity, it means the type of concern, the first concern type is trading concern. Basically these concern have the profit motive, and on this basis we can do the definition of this trading concern, that any concerns which are engaged in the activities of business with the objective of earning the profit. Means basically when we have a look on the market and when we classify the concerns on the type of their objective, then we can find there are basically two type of business within the market. The very first business which are related to earn the profit, and the second one business which are related to rendering the services. From one of that first type of the business which have the motive of profit, which can be defined as any kind of the business which is engaged basically in that business activity with the objective of earning the profit, that first kind of the first type of concern is nothing but called as the trading concern. And in another language, specifically in the accountancy language, such kind of trading concern are called as the profit concern. And on the other hand, there is the non-trading concerns. Non-trading concerns, those concerns of the business or the organizations or the firm, industry, basically they have the objective of rendering the service. Means they are totally interested to render the service to the society or for their members. On this basis we can define the non-trading concerns like the concerns which are engaged in the business activity for the benefits of its member or for the society at large rather than for earning the profit. Means non-trading concerns are those concerns which have the basic objective, the primary objective, the main purpose or the reason behind existing and establishing their business within the market is to render the service. Basically they are not interested to earn the profit. They have no any kind of objective of earning the profit. They are just interested to provide the better and best affordable services to Basically, there are two type of concerns in the market. In the language of accountancy, one is the profit concerns and second is the not for profit concerns. And our major focus for the syllabus is given for the not for profit concerns. So let us see what is not for profit concern. As I said, there is a quite enough definition of not for profit concern, and that is nothing but the concerns. The concerns means the business activities, or we can say firm, industry or organizations which are engaged in the business activities for the benefit of its member or for the society at large rather than for earning the profit. Yes, the basic objective, purpose or reason behind establishing and the existing of this such kind of business, such kind of concern is to give the benefit for their members and even likely to provide the services to the society at large term, but they are not interested to earn any kind of profit by giving or providing the services to the society. Because of this only, these concerns we can call that do not have any profit motive. They are interested in rendering the services, and because of this they are different from other kind of business, and they are the business we can say, or the concerns we can say, do not have any kind of profit motive. They have no any kind of objective of earning the profit. This concern provide best possible services at a moderate rate and number of time even without any charges. While rendering the service to the society and at the time of rendering the same services to the member of NPO, that is nothing but non-profit organization. Non-profit organization member, when the services are being rendered, at that time moderate rate are being charged. Moderate rate means those rates which are capable to pay by the members, and even the rates are very cheap. There is no any kind of addition of profit in that, and basically number of time even it happens that they do render the services for no any kind of charging the cost. It means that these are totally the concerns which are engaged in the business activity, but they have no any expectations of earning the profit. They have the only one purpose, only one objective, that is even primary and the basic objective and the main objective of the firm, which make a difference from the other number of concerns business or organization, and that is nothing but rendering the services number of time for the moderate rate and even number of time for any cost, charging that for the renderation of services. But friends, this last statement can raise the question in the mind of students that if these are the type of concerns which have the objective to render the service, it is okay one. But along with rendering the services, they are not interested to earn the profit. Then how is it possible for this business that if there is no any kind of collecting the profit through charging or by providing the services, then how is it possible for the organization to run their daily activities of the business? How it is possible to conduct the number of business activities, and how again it is possible to render the service for free of cost? The question may arise, but the best possible answer is given for the next slide over here, and this answer is nothing but next, the sources of income of not for profit concern. The question have raised that these are the services they provide, these are the organization or concern they provide the services, but they provide the services at moderate rate and number of time for the without any charging the cost. This is the term of their working of the business activity in the society. But on this term, how is it possible to collect the fund if there is no any source of earning the profit? How do they collect the fund? How do they carry on their all the business activity? How do they complete their daily transaction? This question may arise, and this question, the answer for this question is nothing but this slide gives that what are the sources of income for NPO, that is not for profit organization. So basically the very first source of income is nothing but subscription, that is nothing but in a general term we call as dengi. Friends, we can have a very general example that is from our daily routine life. In India, for yearly basis, one of the number of festivals are being celebrated for the yearly. We can take one of the example like Ganesh Utsav, that is the major festival of the India which is celebrated once in the whole year. Now at this turn, what the people do, there are number of the mandals, that are the youth club in every colony. This mandal and the member of specific date before the Utsav, and they do start the planning that how we will arrange this function, how we will collect the fund and etc. And while deciding or while planning for this function, the basic objective of that, this will be a general Utsav, that is a general festival of our India, and will be celebrated by the whole colony, and because of this the money will be collected by the colony only, and they will go to every home and home, door to door of that colony, and while going door to door they will start to ask for the Vargani, and that Vargani is nothing but the subscription over here. Now what they do, they collect that Vargani in the terms of subscription, they collect that all the fund, and laterally they distribute the fund for the number of requirement of that festival and do celebrate together. So this is the term Vargani that is being used in our general life terms, in our daily basis of the life terms. Now saying the subscription is word being used for the NPO as a source of income. Now NPO do collect the subscription, and this subscription in the terms of Vargani is being collected by the member of that NPO, and member do collect this subscription for every month, so it becomes a big and major source of income for the NPO. Second is a kind of donation. What is donation? Dengi. Friends, to run the NPO, as we can see that the basic objective of NPO is to render the service and without any charging the cost for the society. Means NPO work for the society and they also render the services without any charging the cost. And when it is required, they do charge the money but at a moderate rate. This makes them special, that they are taking the efforts for standardizing the living, standardizing the lifestyle of the society, and this makes them unique other than the business. And because of this, even the member from society, number of people from society took front, and even they start to give them dengi, that is nothing but they start to give them donations. And this kind of donation can become a good source of income for the NPO. Second is government grants and subsidy. What is the exact meaning of government grants and subsidies? It means it is a transfer of fund from the government account to the account of NPO. Friends, if NPO is working for the society without charging any kind of cost, they are interested to render the services instead of earning the profit. If they are going to do something good things to the society, then obviously the government also took front and they number of time provide. Usually it happens that government provide a lot of money in the terms of grants and in the terms of subsidies. They transfer some of the amount to their account, to the account of NPO, and NPO can utilize this amount as a good source of income for their working activities. Then next is entrance fees, admission fee. Who are the member of NPO? The person from the society are the member of NPO. How a person of society can be a member of NPO then? If any person from the society is interested to be a member of NPO, then he have to take the admission in that NPO. And while admitting as a member of NPO, he have to pay some of the entrance fee, he have to pay some of the entrance fee, and along with that number of time, we can use the alternate word as a admission fee. Means, the person from the society who is interested to be a member of NPO, at that time to be a member of NPO, he have to pay some of the fee, like in the terms of entrance, like in the terms of admission, and at this time, whatever the amount is being collected by the NPO from the member itself, again it becomes a major source of income so that they can carry out their activities of the business. Here another one of the example we can highlight like life membership fee, because it is also a major source of income for the NPO. What is life membership fee? Membership means the acquisition of a kind of authority or ownership in that particular NPO. Life membership fee means what? Some of the persons who have a very great trust on NPO, that they are dealing with the society with the better and best efforts, they are rendering the services at a good manner. At this time, some of the people think that why should not be a member of this NPO for the whole life. The life it may be of that particular person or the life it may be of that NPO. So whatever it will be get firstly finished, till that term of money can be paid by the member as a life membership fee, and that can become a great source for the NPO, and they can collect this all fund, and this all fund can be laterally utilized to conduct the number of activities of NPO, and they can do the better and best rendering of services to the society. So friends, this is the exact slides which defines society. How they are working for the society? Without charging any cost. Because their main objective is to render the service rather than earning the profit. Then how it becomes possible to conduct the business without earning the profit? How it becomes possible without collecting any kind of the fund to render the service without free of cost? Because they have the number of sources. That sources may be from the hand of member and number of time even from the persons of the society for which they are working, for which the NPO is exactly working for the society. It means here the exact picture is being clear that the fund is being collected by the society and similarly it is rendered to the society. How it is? It is a flow. It is a flow like the fund is being collected by the society and the fund is exactly utilized for the standardization of the living of that particular society. Means funds come from society and again it goes to the society only. Means here the word should be highlighted that NPO are working on the basis of provided money from the society and the money is being utilized for the society. It means everything is the purpose for the society. And this makes it that exactly the society and the relationship between the NPO. It means here the NPO collect the fund from society and because of this the NPO becomes answerable for the society. Here the NPO become answerable for the society. For what they are answerable we will discuss it at the later. Firstly we will have a look on the next slide and that is nothing but the examples of not for profit concerns. If we have the discussion about the definition of NPO, the objective of NPO, how they are working in the society and what exactly the services they do render, then firstly we should have the clear examples that do there is any kind of existence of such NPO. Then this slide is the best answer for this question again. And here we have some of the example like sports club. In India we have the Go Sports Club. This is a NPO. Means this sports club is available in India which is working for the youth without charging any kind of the cost. They provide the best coaches available and they provide the best services as they are needed. Then charitable hospitals. Example like Helpage in India is available. CRY, that is Child Rights and Youth, Libra Society etc. are the charitable hospitals available in the India. There are number of schools, colleges and universities which are working as an NPO. We can take the example of our own college, that is Shivraj College available in the Gadinglar, and basically this college is also working on the NPO basis, that is not for profit organization. There is a trade unions are also available. In India there are top 10 trade unions which are working on the NPO basis and from that the first number of trade union is nothing but Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, which is the best example working as an NPO for the Mazdoors of India. Then next is the Chamber of Commerce. Professional institutions are also available in India like ICAI. Then even there are some of the religious organizations. Whenever it is necessary to the society, they come front and they do help to the society. For example, we can take like temples, like masjid, like churches and etc. And even in India there are some of the trust and social welfare association who at the time of the need of India and the society, they come front and they do donate, and from that only the inspiration number of concerns do try to render the services for free of cost and they do become the NPO. So these are the examples which are recently available in the India in the terms of NPO. Next. Now the next slide is highlighted with the name of accounting statements of NPO. Friends, before explaining or giving the examples of NPO, I use the last statement that it is a flow like where the NPO collect the fund from society and nextly they even utilize that similar fund to the society. It means that the NPO is working for the society on the basis of help provided by the society, and because of this, whenever the fund is being collected and how it is utilized, this should be answerable by the NPO to the society. That how and what amount of the fund have been collected from the society and how exactly properly they have utilized the same collected fund to the society only. They are answerable for the society. And to answer this, it becomes compulsory and this report is being prepared for the 12th month, and this 12th month activity should be collected within one term, and that one term should be described in that report. That exactly for the 12th month, whatever transaction they have conducted, how they conducted, what were the daily business activities, how it was being performed, what exactly the expenses were raised, how it will be retained, what are the income, and etc. etc. These all kind of activities and related that terms should be defined within that report. And exactly that report will declare the result of that NPO. That NPO are working in a good condition or they are working in a bad condition. So that report become an essential factor for the NPO, and they should be prepared for answerable or to answer the society how they are working, that society on the basis of provided fund from the society only. So because of this, that report should be prepared, and in the language of accountancy, that report is nothing but called as the final account of that organization. Accounts to be prepared. That accounts to be prepared, final account should be prepared. So final account is a basic report of that organization of answering the 12-month period, how they have covered, whatever the transactions they have been are in the dealing motions, how exactly they have conducted all the business activities and etc. That should be put in one report, and that report is nothing but the final account of the NPO. So similar way, while preparing the final account of NPO, some of the accounting statements should be prepared. The very first accounting statement is prepared in the name of receipt and payment account. Second is about income and expenditure account, and lastly it is the balance sheet. So yes friends, this is the final account of NPO which should be prepared. So what is the exact meaning of receipt and payment account, income and expenditure account and balance sheet? We will discuss it for the coming next session. Thank you.